massive day for the unemployed. TenZ can't stop complaining about Valorant.
Sometimes I'll like want to play like maybe a game of Valorant, but then I don't know. You kind of get reminded real quickly of like why I took a break the day previously.
I mean, he ain't wrong. Valorant in big 2025, zoinks.
I don't even know any players that actually love Valorant. I mean, most like pro players will play it just because it pays the bills at the end of the day, right? Maybe like the only person I can maybe think of that like loves Valorant would be like
Zelsis, but I think he likes ripping it more.
Baba Booey.
JettWest. What is up, Buddhas and Mudas? JettWest, 5'6", Valorant's last hope here, and today we're talking about TenZ complaining all the time. Oh, and literally 100% of you are subscribed, so be sure to subscribe, no. And then get this, he starts complaining about people saying that he's complaining.
Okay, I'm only complaining because I'm hopeful and wishful about something changing and some exciting stuff happening to the game that like revitalizes it and it kind of it reignites that like spark of joy within the community's hearts.
Don't worry, Valorant. I know just the thing that can fix it. I think we need another transgender agent. How about a black handicap? Even though TenZ is late, hey, better late than never. I think it's good to criticize Valorant. That if a voice like his holds any power, maybe Valorant will finally fix their shitty game.
Okay, I understand I do complain a lot, but I think there's just so much to criticize and complain about the game. And my criticisms aren't coming from like a bad place from anywhere. It's mainly coming from concern. That's why I like talking about it. It's just like criticism.
Like, why are you even justifying yourself to your chat? It doesn't matter where the criticism is coming from if it's valid. It doesn't matter if it's from a good place or like a bad place. Like, did your chat finally stop typing exclamation mark keyboard? You got confused? You got scared?
So I've kind of ranted, and obviously I'm stuttering. If I start stuttering, by the way, that's how you know I'm actually emotionally invested into it, because my ADHD basically...
So basically it's kind of like Shanks with his lisp.
Cameras, relax.
I have so many opinions that overlap over each other.
I think biological men should play in female sports.
Kind of like, this is the first opinion that I'm talking about.
I think VCT game changers suck ass and are bad at the game.
It's just shit. It's just shit.
It's just shit.
Honestly, this game is just terrible. Been terrible for a hot minute. I'm not even frustrated at my teammates or anything. I'm actually just genuinely disappointed that Valorant became such a fucking terrible game.
Love him or hate him, the CCP no longer got a chokehold on TenZ. Soon he's gonna know who this is.
I think they added too much stuff that's like status effects, and there's just too much bullshit in the game, right? I don't think anyone finds it fun when you're trying to run in, a deadlock throws a fucking net on you, and then you have to pull it off, and then someone swings you. Or you're holding an angle, neon slide, one bullet to you, kills you.
I'm gonna use this clip from VCT to kind of prove his point here. Like, as a viewer, you barely even know what's going on. It looks like a war zone. It looks like Syria in 2013.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
And then you just smile. You're holding angle, hear the ISO shield pop, but you're in like a bad position anyways, so you have to like peek. You fight against a fucking dude that literally blocks the first bullet, and then you die. You try to run in after your team doesn't like break trips or anything, get hit by one single cypher trip, get spammed through the smoke, die. You run in third in, your entries are in the site, you get spammed through the smoke, you die. You get scanned just a sliver of a Sova dart through a smoke, through a wall banged, you die. You sit on the B main fucking entrance on Ascent. Sova buys an Odin, double headshots you, you're dead. Valorant is just bullshit after bullshit, and it's who can put up with more and bullshit the other team. Valorant is just bullshit after bullshit, and it's who can put up with more and bullshit the other team.
Brings tears to my eyes.
I feel like the FPS games right now are just really lacking at the moment. Like I just don't like Valorant. And then Counter-Strike, I don't like the movement in CS2 compared to CSGO.
I do, however, find it funny that the second TenZ retires, he starts complaining non-stop. Like, he was never complaining before, and the same issues were still persistent in the game. I don't think the timing matters necessarily. I think the fact that he's even saying this now is a net positive thing for Valorant. You know the saying, right? The best time to plant the tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today.
Yes, it is true. I retired. I think the main reason is just because
there aren't enough black pro players. I need some better diversity in the upper echelons of tier 1. No, we don't, TenZ. I like Valorant the way it is.
Believe it or not, I would have retired last year if it wasn't for Kaide.
She was gonna call his university and tell him to stay.
Still hate Valo? I don't hate Valo. I just get frustrated with a lot of decisions within the game. By no means hate it, but I will say there's only like a certain amount of like bullshit I can put up with before like my mental just like completely explodes in this game.
I think it's because the community is also insufferable, and Riot Games is partially to blame for that. They got 1939 Germany level voice filters where you can't say anything or you're banned, so everyone tries to circumvent that by, like, you know, being a passive aggressive little cringe lord. I don't know if it's because their real life is shit, but people are clinging on to their RR as if it's the only thing that matters. It's like, pipe down, Joey. You're still 5'5" and fat. It doesn't matter if you have 600 RR.
And I think it happens pretty fast in this game in particular because, I don't know, it'll be frustrating. Like, you just get clips by a little micropixel of a Sova dart and get spammed through a wall and a smoke.
Like, I get it. The stuff that happens in the game is cheesy and all, but I think the biggest issue is the stuff that happens outside of the game. Like, the reputation of Valorant in 2022 is much different than now. If you tell someone in your school you play Valorant, they're gonna think one of three things. They're gonna think you're addicted to hentai and a loser, you're gay, or you're Asian American.
Right now, I'm not frustrated. I just don't give a I definitely was very burnt out, for sure. What are all the S tier agents for ranked in your opinion?
Dude, I would actually just end stream there. Imagine having like a deep conversation about stuff and your chat's like, what are the S tier agents for ranked? How do I get out of gold? Vandal or Phantom?
The acts have been going down in quality, and the games have been like becoming very lifeless for ranked, at least. If it continues on a trend like that, it'll just be in a similar state of like League of Legends where people like watching it and it's fun to watch and they'll pop up for events, but people are either one, addicted and then play it, or two, a lot of people like quit because the state of the game is not so great.
Why do you think every kill has a sound effect? It's to prey on your dopamine and to keep you hooked. It's like pretty obvious.
I think what I would consider peak Valorant would be, I think there should be a character ban, just one ban per team. So you have more dynamic gameplay within the game. Like,
half the time, the comps are also mirrored 1-to-1. Like, everyone has a meta and nobody strays away from it. It's just kind of boring.
for example, if you're playing Ascent and you can ban out one of the main key characters of the perfect Ascent comp,
Literally, just add something to the game to give it some flavor. I'm not even going to talk about the shitty, uninspired ranked rewards.
I think it's just like lifeless. Okay, there's like a few factors though. It's like, okay, for one, VCT is in off season. It's been off season for like, I don't even know how fucking long. It feels like forever. That's like the shitty thing about Valorant's like professional ecosystem is it feels like there's never matches. So that's one thing that's probably causing a lot of the game to feel kind of dead right now. Two, I think there's a lot of the player base that just is playing other games at the moment. I mean, there's like a lot of new games that just came out, so yeah, like a lot of people will be trying out like fucking Marvel Rivals. I saw people like switching over from Valorant to Deadlock.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a smart decision, to be honest. Anyway, subscribe to my channel if you also hate Valorant and you think that Celsius rips it on the regular.